You've done everything right. You took courses, you earned certificates, you built portfolio projects, you have the skills. You've probably sent out hundreds of resumes only to hear complete silence. If you're stuck in that application black hole feeling like your portfolio looks like 100 others, I want you to know two things. One, you're not alone. And two, the problem isn't your skills, it's that you're not standing out. But what if I told you there is a new way to break through the noise, a secret weapon that a majority of applicants aren't using yet? And that secret weapon is using AI. This video is going to break down how to use AI to get noticed, land interviews, and finally get that data analyst job you've worked so hard for. I'm Jeff, and I know exactly what it feels like to be on the outside looking in, applying for jobs in a tough market. After the 2008 financial crisis, I was applying for marketing jobs, and I was the definition of an underdog. I was a mediocre candidate, not competitive at all, with a 2.4 GPA, no real work experience, school projects that looked like everyone else's, and an internship that didn't give me enough experience to stand out. I sent out a ton of applications, and all I got back was the same thing: silence. And with mounting school debt and credit cards that went to collections, I was getting really desperate. I applied for game tester positions. I even applied to receptionist jobs, and I couldn't even get callbacks for those. The only job that I was able to get at that time was a temp data entry position at a healthcare company. But that job changed everything for me because I hustled, I worked hard, I proved my value, and eventually I became the data analyst there. That was over 13 years ago. Luckily for you, I think you have an easier way to add AI to your data analyst skill set because most people are still sleeping on AI. They aren't putting the time to learn it in a way that's actually useful for businesses and in a way that you can put in your resume, your portfolio to stand out. And how do I know this? Because I work for a massive company, United Health Group, on the Optum side, and there are multiple AI initiatives right now just trying to figure out how to use it to solve business problems. And most big companies, small businesses, all businesses right now are scrambling to do the same, or else they're going to be left behind by the companies who figure it out now. And that corporate need is going to be your edge because there is a massive demand for candidates with AI skills, but there's a limited supply of qualified people. This is going to be your opening. And honestly, that's part of the reason why I started this channel because I saw the writing on the wall. I knew I wasn't going to be replaced by AI, but I knew I was going to get replaced by people who could use AI to do 10 times my work in a shorter amount of the time with me just twiddling my thumbs and not doing anything. So I don't want to get left behind. And if you don't want to get left behind too, subscribe to the channel if you want to learn how to use AI to stand out and land your first data job. Because I'm also documenting my journey of upskilling using my traditional analyst data set and skill set and upskilling to learn AI and ML and learn how to build end-to-end applications to solve business problems so you can implement that into your own journey as well. So I hope that helps, and subscribe now. And now let's dive into the content of the video. Here's why AI is going to be your difference maker. Let's be clear, the market is saturated with people who follow the same tutorials, same advice, same boot camps. How you're going to break away the pack, and here's the data that proves it, is by using AI. A major survey from Superhuman found that 91% of hiring managers now prefer candidates with AI skills. It's not just a preference, it's also market demand. LinkedIn's own data confirms this, with profiles mentioning AI skills are seeing explosive growth in engagement from recruiters. Also, the freelance world backs this up too, with Upwork reporting the demand for generative AI gigs has surged over 1,000% in 2023. And get this, this is wild, 86% say they'd even hire someone without a degree if they had strong AI experience. That means this is a cheat code and it's not saturated yet. So you need to get in fast so you can stand out because eventually this differentiator and this edge, everyone's going to learn it and it won't be that big of an edge later. Now let's talk about ways to AI power your job hunt. These are going to be 6 tactics to use AI to get hired. So tactic 1 is your AI powered resume that sells your impact. Your resume needs to scream business value. And from me just going over all of the different applicants that we've had in the past, A lot of people have the skills, they just don't know how to market and sell themselves. And it's not just we comprehend what your task you're doing, you need to explain it in a way that other people who are not in your department, who do not understand the context, who do not have the whole context, can understand it in a simple and easy way. So, one of those best ways to do that is my CAT method. This is something that I learned before the STAR method and was like a personal way that I would formulate ways to rewrite resumes and tell stories inside interviews. Basically, the CAT method is C is context, A is action, and T is translation. Context is what is the business problem or goal, and then why was it important? What happened around that? And what is the action? What did you do? And what were the tools and skills that you use? And then translation, which is just translate this measurable result or impact to the business. Basically, what impact did it have on the business? Here, when we're talking about resumes, you're gonna do it in a smaller format, more concise. You would go from a weak bullet that would say, built Tableau dashboard for sales KPIs. And you'd be amazed of because people want to keep it clean in a condensed format, you just see this all the time. But it doesn't, it'll be like everybody else's resumes. What you want to do is just change that using the CAT method into something more impactful. Developed interactive Tableau dashboards for sales leaders, enabling faster course correction and reducing pipeline misses by 20% quarter over quarter. Now, it's harder for you to do this if you're new at this. So let's just use ChatGPT or any other AI chatbot to help you and do the heavy lifting. So here's a prompt that you can use. Rewrite my resume bullet, insert your bullet here using the CAT method. C for context, the business problem. A, action, what did I do with the tools and what tools I used. And translation, measurable impact. Here is the job description for reference. And then after, have AI rewrite your resume bullets, then tweak it as necessary, and then you'll be able to write that faster than most of your other competition can do it from scratch. Tactic two, we're going to use AI as a co-pilot for a can't ignore portfolio. Your portfolio is your single greatest asset, but not if it looks like everyone else's. You're not going to stand out that way. Use AI and make sure it has web browsing capabilities to reverse engineer what local companies want to see. I did a deep dive into this inside one of my previous videos. I'll leave it in the description below. So if you want to dive into it deeper, but here is a prompt that you can use. And one of the things I've been using that works better than most of the other ones is using Gemini's deep research. It's been better than all of the other prompts and other chatbots I've been using. And here's the prompt that you can use. I'm trying to land my first job as a data analyst in a tough and competitive job market. Can you analyze open data analyst positions in, and then insert your city within a whatever mile radius you're willing to commute from, 20, 50, 100, 200, enter that here. Based on these openings, give me 3 portfolio projects, ideas that would be appealing for these companies. For each idea, suggest an AI element that I could build into it that would instantly make me stand out. And tactic 3 is using AI as an interview coach for confidence. Practice makes perfect, and AI is the perfect practice partner. And here is the prompt that you can use. Pretend that you're a hiring manager at a tech company interviewing me for an entry-level data analyst role. Ask me 10 common behavioral and technical questions one by one. After each of my answers, give me critical feedback on how I could have incorporated the CAT method to make my story more impactful. Give me additional feedback on what I did well, what I can improve, and what I should focus on next. That brings us to tactic 4, get AI certified to prove your expertise. Certifications are a clear signal to employers that you have foundational knowledge and that you're motivated enough to pay for your learning and you're proactive. That shows that those are transferable skills into your future career. And right now, AI certifications aren't as nearly saturated as data analytics ones. And that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm actually studying for my AWS AI practitioner certification right now and about to take the test in about 1 to 2 weeks. But before you pick one, do some research, look at job descriptions for the companies you want to apply for, and see which cloud platforms they use. It could be AWS, Azure, Google Cloud, and then align your certification with their tech stack, which is going to be a more savvy move and make you stand out more as a candidate. Now, piggybacking off of that, tactic 5 is going to use AI as your ultimate study partner and tutor. This is going to be the fastest and most effective way to study for those certifications, and is exactly what I'm doing right now with my study partner. As you go through a practice exam, use this AI powered method. This is what we're doing, and it's significantly speeding up how fast we're getting through these exams. For each question, you're going to choose your answer. And then before moving on, take a screenshot and feed it into ChatGPT, Gemini, Copilot, or whatever you're using. And here's the prompt that you can use. I'm studying for a certification exam. Here is the practice question and the options. Please tell me the correct answer. Explain why it's correct in detail, but also explain why each of the other options is incorrect. This gives you real-time feedback and helps you understand the why behind the right answer, and also clarifies all the tricky alternatives, options that you weren't sure about. Treat AI as your personal tutor. And to be honest, this has been a game changer, because we'll look at some of these, and after doing all of that studying and all of the courses, we just look at some of them and we're just like, I don't know what that is. And I don't know what the options are. And then we get to learn in real time, and it's been amazingly helpful. And to be honest, I think if I had enough practice exams, I could just use AI to teach me everything through a practice exam to pass certifications. I think that's going to be a hack moving forward. Tactic 6 is integrating AI directly into your projects. This might be the most powerful tactic, because being more technical than your competition in a different way is a surefire way to stand out. Below are going to be easy ways to start getting familiar with AI. Yes, you can have the AI help you and assist you, and then you can document that you were able to create it faster, but you want to implement it in ways that they're not expecting. So the key here is to also show that you use these AI techniques inside your project summaries and inside your resume, so that they look at it and they're like, oh, we should bring them in so we can understand how they did this and if it could help our department. So I'm going to mention a few tools and just a few ways that I thought of how you could implement AI. So for Excel, you can connect directly through OpenAI's API with VBA or Power Automate to automate data cleaning. You can also have it do executive summaries and then answer natural language questions inside your spreadsheet. In SQL, you're going to have your query bring back rows, but by adding data, you can go further than like simple calculations with inside your columns. What you can do instead is you can have AI drive different columns to do things like sentiment analysis. It'll be sentiment analysis, seeing if it's positive, negative, or neutral. Also, you can have it detect anomalies or outliers in sales data that don't follow normal patterns. You can have it classify text automatically, like tagging support tickets by topic. And then you can also create a short natural language summary of your query results as well. These are things that people just don't think about, that won't take you that much time to add or just to learn, but make you stand out significantly more than the people who are applying to the same jobs. This makes your SQL project more than just raw data. It shows that you have some level of AI ML level insights that can stand out to employers. Next, inside Python, you don't need to be a machine learning engineer. What you can do though is start learning how to use Cursor AI as your coding copilot. Basically, Cursor is an AI built into VS Code, so it helps you, but it's integrated into the entire IDE. So that means it has access to your entire code base as long as it fits in the context window, and then you can implement a variety of different models, and then it also has access to a bunch of different documents inside its knowledge base. So it's pretty powerful, and it will help you code significantly faster, even if you're not familiar with coding. One of the things that I was thinking about was building a simple churn prediction model, but I took it a step further. Was thinking about it from a hiring manager and recruiter standpoint. Is you want to show how fast you were able to build this. So this is one of those things that you can put into your portfolio descriptions and also in your resume bullets. This is what I thought of it. It was, I built a simple churn prediction model with scikit-learn in about 3 hours, while the same project would take about 10 to 12 hours or longer for an analyst coding it without AI support. So what this is going to do is this is going to show that you have the technical skills, but you also have the ability to leverage it in modern AI development tools to work faster and smarter than the people that you're competing against. And then in Tableau and Power BI, don't just use AI to help you write formulas. You can use it to make your dashboard smarter. For example, there are different ways that you could do this depending on the tool, but There's ways to do AI generated narratives. You can add in an auto populating text box that calls AI to generate a plain text English story of the latest KPIs. Example, sales rose 12% in Q2 during my healthcare clients in the West region. You could also do stuff like AI driven forecasting, dynamic insight, and then automated anomaly alerts, similar to SQL, but now we're just translating it into a dashboard where you can have it automatically update for decision makers. And those are 6 powerful ways you can start using AI today to stand out in the job market. But there's a bigger picture here. It isn't just about tips and tricks and tactics because it's constantly evolving and the entire market is shifting. AI skills are not just going to be nice to have anymore. They're quickly going to become the difference maker between candidates who get ignored and the candidates who get hired. Now, that was a lot of information. If you watched this far, thank you. It tells me that you're serious about landing a data job, but maybe you feel stuck doing it alone. This is why I'm launching a private community called the Get a Data Job Accelerator, and I'm looking for our first 20 founding members. And here's the deal, I could have built a cookie cutter program, but instead I wanted to create something better with you. I've already helped friends, coworkers, family land data jobs through resume rewrites, interview prep, and offer negotiation, but I just need additional feedback and want to build a community with like-minded people, because every time that I built a community to achieve major goals, I've been able to do it in a faster amount of time than I did it by myself. Plus, it's just nice and more motivating when you have the support and you're around people just like you. And now, as a founding member, you'll get my personal help, but you'll also get a say in shaping the community and what you want to see inside it and for what you actually need, completely free. All I ask is that you stay active and give your honest feedback so together we can build the best data job community out there. Also, this isn't for everyone. This is going to be only for people who are motivated to take action now. And if that's you, click the link in the description below to apply. I'll be reviewing every application personally and then reaching out to the first 20 people who are the best fit. Hope to see you inside. And until next time, query responsibly and watch this next video.